What's up, my smart friends? I'm Brendan Hufford. Today in this video, we are talking about how to set up a fast, secure, and reliable WordPress website in 5 minutes. Plus, if you watch to the end of the video, I will share with you the #1 mistake people make when starting their new website. Let's go. So if you are new here, I'm Brendan Hufford. I have radically changed my life, transformed my career, transformed what I'm able to provide for my family with SEO. And one of the core parts of search engine optimization is having a good website that ranks in search. And before we jump into my computer, which is actually like right over there, I want to tell you a quick story. The first time that I set up a website, I had no idea what I was doing. I registered a domain name. I knew I needed hosting, so I went to Hostgator. Ugh, cringy. I went to Hostgator and I didn't know how to set anything up. And I tried to follow the instructions they had on there, and their support was awful. You know, leave a comment below if you're watching the video and you have gone through this. If you've ever dealt with any of those companies that are all owned by that same kind of conglomerate, Hostgator, Bluehost, etc., and you've tried to get help from their support and it's just been absolutely abysmal. Anyway, they couldn't help me. Here's what I ended up doing. I ended up hitting up one of my buddies who lived in Indianapolis. He basically just said, like, send me the login credentials and I'll figure it out. And within an hour, he's like, hey, dude, your website's set up. And I'm like, cool, but I still don't understand how to do that. So what I want to give you today is an actual walkthrough of how to buy a domain name and set up your first website without having to know any sort of like technical knowledge or how to code. You could literally have no idea about any of that stuff. The biggest thing I hear people tell me about WordPress websites is they're intimidated by the coding side of it. They're intimidated that they need some sort of technical knowledge. And if you watch this video to the end, not only am I going to share with you the biggest mistake that people make when setting up their website, I'll prove to you that you do not need any of that technical expertise to set it up.
All right, I like to use Hover for my domain registration for a wide variety of reasons, but today I am going to register buildablogfast.com. That domain is available, so I'm going to add it to my cart and start checking out. I love that privacy is free. Go down here to the secure checkout. And I can scroll all the way down to the bottom here and submit my order. Oops, check off terms of service. Don't read them. Nobody reads them, right? Makes it go faster. Perfect. Now I can go to manage my domain. I'm going to leave this open right now because I'm going to hop over to Flywheel. Let me log in here really quickly. Perfect. First thing I'm going to do is go to create a new site. I'm going to call my site name Build a Blog Fast. Temporary domain can just be buildablogfast.flywheelsites.com. Put in my password. I would like to pay right now, please. Choose a plan. I'm going to go with the tiny plan. So I'm going to choose this plan. I'm going to start out with monthly. I would recommend yearly if you're really committed to it. I don't need a content delivery network. SSL support is included, so I'll use that. Select my payment method. And go to pay now. It does take them just a moment to spin up the new website, and then I will go about hooking up my domain, buildablogfast.com, to this website. So when I click back over to my dashboard, I see all of my sites here, Build a Blog Fast. I will click on it. I want to make sure that I'm doing a couple things right here. I need to set up my main domain, so I go to add another domain. The URL is buildablogfast.com. Also add that, yes, add the domain. I should have checked primary there. I can go back and do that momentarily. So I click over here. I want to make this the primary. I don't like the www in there. You can see this little issue pops up. The DNS is not pointed to Flywheel. So here's what I'm going to do. I take my DNS listed here. I hop back over to hover, and I'm going to set that here in hover. I'll go ahead and paste that in. Now, DNS by nature can take a little bit of time to set up. I can come right back in here to Flywheel and check that DNS status. And you can see that things are already starting to set up and work properly. Now, while I'm doing this, I can load the actual website just to get a look at what it looks like right now. One thing I love to do while my DNS is being synced up is they have this really cool Flywheel DNS checker. You can just find it by Googling for it. I love to come in here and see, just make sure everything's lining up correctly. And it just lets you know, like, from all these different things, are we having the right IP return? So there's still a couple where it's returning that default IP from Flywheel. So we'll go back in and we'll take a look in my dashboard and make sure everything's set up correctly. All right, so hopping back over here into the dashboard, scrolling down, build a blog fast. We can see it's all loaded up. There is an SSL error, so I have to fill out the form, make sure they have some important information from me. So go ahead and fill this in. If I could spell properly. And I can complete that setup. Perfect. So hopping over to the website and scroll down here to login. Go ahead and log in. And we are logged in. If I want to really quickly set up a theme, I can hop over here to themes, pick one of the generic themes just to get started. And now we have a working website. Real quick, hopping back over here, wanted to take a look. So I have the SSL certificate active. The one thing I want to make sure I do in here that I see a lot of people make a mistake about is I want to hop into advanced and I want to make sure I force that HTTPS across the entire website. Now this will take a second to load. This happens every single time that I do this, but I want to make sure that I force that across everything. So no matter what page anybody goes to on my website, it is secure. It's extremely, extremely important. This will enable it across the entire website.
All right, so that's it. I hope this has been helpful for you. You don't know how to code. You don't know what a server is. You barely know how the internet works. That's fine. Most of the time, neither do I. But what I do know is using a system like what I've shown you in this video is fast and it is reliable. And if you get stuck, you have support resources and you also have access to a really strong support team. So follow the instructions, leave a comment below if you have any questions, and in 5 minutes, you will have a fast, reliable, secure website that looks professional, is more likely to rank in search, and honestly just gets you a lot closer to your SEO goals. And at the same cost as a Squarespace or a Wix. So now that you know better, you can go do better. If you want to check out Flywheel, go to 100daysofseo.com/flywheel. And if you want to check out Hover, you can go to 100daysofseo.com/hover. And finally, thank you again to Flywheel for sponsoring 100 Days of SEO. If you need any sort of hosting for your WordPress website, you want to take search seriously, check them out. If you need really high quality show notes for your videos or your podcasts, go to podreacher.com. I've been Brendan Hufford. Don't forget to work hard, be nice people, and don't get too lost trying to create something that matters.